This is a one short video, so we will not go into complete details. Check out the playlist for the full concept. In this video, you will know about Python programming language. All you need is a laptop or the PC in front of you and a great excitement. Hello everyone, I am Rishabh from Corporate's Guide and I'll be showing you Python programming language. Before getting started, we need to know about programming languages. So, a programming language is a computer language which is used by programmers or the developers to communicate with computers. As we all know, there are two types of the language: low level language and yes, high level language. Computers only understand low level language, which is difficult to understood by humans. So we use high level language and computers understands with the help of compilers and interpreters. Clear? So moving ahead, there are a lot of high level programming languages. We will be learning about Python. And why Python? Pause the video and go through each of the points. Let's download Python. Go to the browser and type Python download. Click on the official website. Keep the mouse cursors on download and you can download the latest versions of the Python. Wait for a few seconds to download. Now follow the given steps which are shown in the video. The steps to download Python 3.12.0. We have successfully downloaded Python and the software which we will be using is PyCharm. The alternate software which you can use is PyScripter. PyScripter is also an open source free software. Go to the website and search for PyCharm. Click on PyCharm download. We will be downloading the community editions of the PyCharm as it is completely free. Wait for the few seconds to download it successfully. We have downloaded PyCharm and we will install it now. So we have installed PyCharm as well. So this is how you can set up your PyCharm if you are a new user to it. It may take some time for the first time only, so please have some patience. For printing something in Python, we type print, then first bracket, and that double quote. And within that double quote, what is to be printed is written. Let us write hello world, the first basic line in the programming world. Let us run this program. You can also press the shortcut key, that is shift plus F10. We have written print. Now print is a function. Functions are those part of the code which does an operations, and within the double quote what is to be printed is written. Let us save this file. By default we save the Python file as .py. Just for example, we save the HTML as .html, text as .txt, just like that. This double quote represents a string. What is a string now? Whenever we use a text characters like ABCD, EFGH, at the rate hash 1234 within the double quote, so it becomes a text. Text that cannot be changed, it will be printed as it is. Clear? One more thing, we cannot choose capital P in print as it is case sensitive language. It will show an error. we always use a small p in print. Python has variables. What is variables now? Variables define that locations in the memory where our data is being stored. For example, if we write name is equals to Rishabh and if we print name, so name will be my variable and within that double quote will be my string. Similarly, we can also print the numeric values just like let us print this as well. Print age. We have given integer number here in age. What if we want to give 18.0? So this type of number in Python is called floating number. There is another type of the variable called Boolean. Boolean defines anything is true or false. There is an exercise for you. Write a program to print your name with surname, your age, and any one sentence about yourself. Now we will take input from user. For taking input, we use a function called input. Example, input, what is your name within the double quote. And we will print, we have taken input and we will put that in the name variable and we will print name. I hope you understand this much. Let us write here hello plus variable and see the output. So adding anything along with the variables is called concatenation. We can also change the values of the variables. For example, we write previous class and we'll take the input. Enter your class 2 years ago. And we'll take present class and we will convert this string into integer and we'll use int. I'll tell you later on why we use int here and we'll print that present class. Enter your age 10 and we'll take the output as 12. Understand? We have to give here as int or else the program will take the input as string. Let me show you how. Enter your class 2 years ago. Yes, here it shows we can only concatenate string to string and not int to string. So we have to mention here as int. Understood this one? Great. Let us write a simple program to get the idea of how to write a basic program in Python. Let us calculate the sum of two numbers. Okay. Let us take the input from the user and will store it in the first variable. Enter first number. We will write second as variable and we will again take the input from the user. Input, enter second number. Second number. And one thing is very important, which is type convert. We will write here as int to get the output as integer. Understood? And lastly, we will print sum. Our basic simple code executed successfully. We have to type convert the first and second into int or else the program will take or else the program will take 7 plus 7, 77. Clear? Let us talk about strings. We can make several changes in strings. We will be discussing about these changes now. We can capitalize all letters in strings. Let for example name is equals to corporates guide and print variable name dot upper. Upper is a function which capitalizes all the letters in variable. It does not actually change the variable. So if we print name again, it will print the original content. Clear? Similarly, we can lowercase any letter by dot lower. We can find any character in string by dot find. This dot find will find a particular character in string. If found, then it will return its index, and if not, it will return -1. What is index now? Index are the positions in Python. Let for example, if we want to find the positions of G in guide, then it is at 11th position. And how did we calculated this? For example, C is at the 0th position, O is at the first, R is at the second, and so on. So 11 G is at the 11th position. Here we can find any substring as well. Like if you want to find guide, then it starts from G and G is at the 11th position, so it will return as 11. Here if we type anything which is not in the variable name, then it will return as -1. Here we can also pick any part in the string and replace it with the other by using dot replace, but it will not change the original string. I want to change corporates with Rishabh, so I'll write corporates first, then comma, and then Rishabh within inverted comma. So if we run this again, it will give an output as Rishabh guide. Let us talk about arithmetic operators now. These are almost similar to the mathematical operators. The first arithmetic operator we will be talking about is plus operator. Let us print the sum by plus operator. Let us print 5 plus 5. So we all know 5 plus 5 gives an output as 10. Similarly, we can also subtract, multiply, divide, and so on. Let us divide 5 by 2. So it will give an output as 2.5. Just in case if we don't want the number after decimal, so we will use double slash. If we want the remainder, then we will use a percentage sign. So it will give an output as 1. There is another operator to make a number power to the another number, that is double asterisk. We will run it and get an output as 25. Moving ahead, suppose we have a variable and we have given a value of 5 in the starting. Now we want to add 2 and assign the value to I again. So this type of expressions in Python can be minimized by writing I plus equals to 2. Let us print I. So it should give an output as 7. Let us talk about operator precedence now. Let for an example we have an expression result is equals to 5 plus 2 into 7. So the output will be either 5 plus 2 7 or and 7 into 7 49, or 7 into 2 14 plus 5, that is 19. So let us print result and see the output. Print result. So it is 19. It is 7 into 2 14 plus 5. just like the basic arithmetic rules that is called BODMAS. Let us talk about comments now. Comments are those part of the code which does not do any operation. We use hashtags for writing comments. Let us discuss about comparison operators. There are several operators in Python which does comparison. These operators return Boolean values. That is, whatever operator you have applied, its output will be either true or false. Depends upon the conditions you have applied. For example, print 3 greater than 2. So is 3 greater than 2? Yes. So it will return as true. But if we print 3 less than 2, it will return as false. This is some comparison operators which is used in Python. I'll suggest you to go through each comparison operators. Next operator we will be discussing is logical operators. There are three logical operators in Python. First one we will be discussing is OR operator. Now what it does is, if we give two conditions to this operator, suppose one condition is true and one is false, then if at least one is true, it will print as true, else false if both the conditions are false. Suppose for example we print 2 greater than 3 or 2 greater than 1. So in first case 2 is not greater than 3, but it will still print true because 2 is greater than 1. The next operator is AND operator. Now what it does is, if both the conditions are true, then only it will return as true, else false. Let for example we print 3 greater than 2 and 2 greater than 1. So it will return as true. Logical operator is NOT operator. This operator changes true conditions to false and false conditions to true. Let's suppose for example we print not 3 greater than 2. So it will return as false. Let us talk about if else statement now. Suppose any conditions is given to the program. It will check the first conditions. If it is correct, it will execute, or else it will check the next condition. Suppose for example we write age is equals to 19. If age is greater than equal to 18 and then semicolon. For writing if else, we first write if keyword, then a condition and a colon. Print you are an adult. In Python, we don't use curly braces for block of code. Instead, we use a indentation, that means proper spacing. Next one is elif. Elif means else if. It means if the first statement is incorrect, it will check this statement. Age less than 18 and greater than 3. Print you are a kid. Next statement is else. Else statement is executed only when the above statements are incorrect. Print you are a child. Lastly, we will print thank you. It will print in all cases. If we give anything greater than 18, then the first statement will execute. If we give anything between 3 and 18, then the second statement will execute. And if both the conditions are false, then the third statement will execute. Run this. We will get first statement, that is you are an adult, and thank you in all cases. Let us change the value to 15 and we will get you are a kid. That means the second statement has been executed, and thank you for all the cases. And if we write anything between below 3, sorry, then it will execute the third statement, and thank you for all the cases. Let's make a mini project using Python code we just learned. First of all, we will take input from the user. Input, enter first number, then we will take the operator. We will take input from the user and we will store it into the first variable. Operator is equals to input, enter operator, plus minus, asterisk, slash percentage. And then we will print our second number. Second is equals to input, enter second number. Now we will apply if-else conditions to these operators, but before that we need to type convert first and second. These are strings now. We need to convert into int. First is equals to int first, second is equals to int second. Let us apply if-else conditions now. If operator equals to plus colon print first plus second. I'll copy paste this one and will convert if to elif and we'll do with this all the operators. And lastly we will print else for the invalid operators. Let us run this. Enter first number 7, enter operator plus, enter second number 14, here is 21. Let us rerun this again. First number 7, operator minus 14, that is minus 7. So it works. So when you don't have calculator, internet goes down or don't find any calculator applications, which is highly impractical situation, then you can make your own calculator using Python. Moving ahead, we will be discussing about range. Range is the range of the numbers that is between one value to other. So if we write the range of 5, that means we are defining the numbers between 0 to 5, but it will not include 5. So if we want to store the range of 5 in number variable, we will write number is equals to range 5, then print number. So the output will be from 0 to 5, where 5 is not included. So range is a keyword in Python. The next and the most important thing in Python is loops. Let us understand loops now. Suppose I want to print 1, print 2, print 3, print 4, print 5. It will show on the output screen as well, but what if I want to print up to 50? Will not it be difficult to print the same statement 50 times? So the solutions in Python called loops. So we will be discussing about while loops now. While loops execute again and again and again when the given condition is true. Let us define a variable I and assign the value 1 to it. While I less than equal to 5, print I is equals to I plus 1. If we run the code, it will print up to 5. Let's see how that happens. While is a keyword, and after that we will write the conditions. We have assigned 1 to I, which is less than 5, so it will print I. After that we have increased the value by 1. So when the value of the I becomes 5, the program will stop. What if we don't write I equal to I plus 1? So it will execute infinitely and there will be a time when the storage gets full and the program gets crashed. The loop where this type of conditions are removed are called infinite loops. We will talk about for loops now. For loops are used basically when you have the sequence of numbers and you want to print items of it. Let us write a range 0 to 4 and print each numbers of this range. So what we will do is for I in range print I Every number which is there in range will be printed as output. We have used for and I keyword, and this is how our for loops work in Python. We will talk about lists in Python. All of the data types that we have discussed, like string, float, integer, boolean, these all are primitive data type. After that is a list data type. We can store primitive data type in list. We can say that it's a collection of items, and this one is a complex data type. We use square bracket for creating lists. Suppose we want to make a list and store marks. So marks is equal to 95, 98, 97 and print marks. So this marks name variable is a list. We can also store another data type in list. For example, we want to add maths. It will print on the output screen as well. If we want to print the marks of the individual subject, we can do so by giving the square brackets after marks, and we need to mention the index number of that particular subject. We can print the marks of any subject we want. We can also apply loop to all the numbers and marks. Let us apply for loop for numbers and marks. Print number. We can also perform several operations. The first operation we should be performing is append. If we want to add a new number to the marks list, we can do so by marks.append. So we have 99 added in our output. If we want to insert anything in between the list, we simply use dot insert and provide the index number. Marks dot insert bracket 0 comma 99. So we have 99 added in the 0th index. Let us check the length of the list. We can check by using len then marks. Let us use while loops to alternate in marks list. First of all, we need to define a variable I is equals to 0. While I less than length of the marks, print marks, then I equal to I plus 1. If we want to clear the list, we use marks.clear, then print marks. We will discuss about break and continue. Break and continue are important keywords in Python. Let us understand with the help of an example. Students is equal to A, comma B, comma C, comma D. If we want to print the name before C student, we can do so by applying a for loop. For student and students, if student equal to C, then break. Print student. The other keyword is continue. If we don't want to print student C but want the rest of all the students, then we use a key continue keyword. So in the output we can clearly see that it has skipped the C student. Next thing we will be talking about is tuple. Tuples are just like lists, but we cannot change or modify them. So if we want to define a tuple of the marks, we don't use square brackets for defining tuples. We can also check the index and count the duplicated marks. So this is how we can define tuples as well. Thanks for watching. We will be discussing some use cases in the upcoming videos.